This is the Lesson 10-1 homework worksheets homework video. All right, we are graphing systems of equations, which just means two equations, and finding the solution that works for both equations. So we can do that by simply graphing the lines and seeing where they cross. And if they're given to you in y equals mx plus b form, which these are here on the first page, it's very simple to identify the slope and the y-intercept and put them on a graph. So for the first one, we have our slope of 5/7 and our intercept of 8. And here we have a slope of -1/7 and an intercept of 2. Let's actually start with that one here. So you got to make sure you go to the y equals 2.x. All right, and then negative means down 1 and then over 7. And we are always working from left to right. That's important. So we're going to go down 1 and we're going to go over 7. And if we did it again, we'd be off the graph. If we're going the other direction, we'd go up 1 and over 7 this way. All right. And you want to do your best to draw a straight line, but it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't want it to be crazy, but it doesn't need to be perfect. For these types of problems, in these situations, we're going to make sure it crosses right on one of these points. So your line in between them doesn't have to be absolutely perfect. All right, and the other one now, starting at 8. This is the one that's tricky. It's up 5 over 7, so up here somewhere. All right, I like to put that so that when I do work backwards, I make sure that I don't go this way and then over again to the right, because that would make this a negative slope, and this is positive. It's supposed to be going up and over. So we're working backwards to a point down here. And so you can already see where this is going to hit. So we're going down 5, and we're going over 7 this way. So this line's going to cut up through here. And now we're not done. The answer that we're looking for here is an actual point. All right, and you give that point as an x and a y coordinate. My x value is -7 and my y value is 3. Oops, and I already started messing that up. -7 for x, +3 for y. Okay, number 2. I'm going to jump straight into it without writing out the slope and the intercept. Intercept's -4, and it's positive, so up 3 over 2. Up 3 over 2. All the way across. And if I'm going the other way, it's down 3 into the other way. Down 3 to the other way. I don't know where this other line is going to cross, so I'm going to make sure all those points are accurate. This one's starting at 4. It's positive. It's going up 1, and it's going over 2. Up 1, over 2, up 1, over 2, up 1, over 2. So there's the intersection, so I'm not too worried about this part of the line. Right there is where they cross. So my answer is this point. X is 8, y is 8. Okay, sliding down, starting at -8. Up 3 over 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this one's starting at +4 and going down 9 over 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4. There's your intersection. So this point right here, my x value is 4, and my y value is -5. Next one, -1, down 5 over 4. Not going to make it down another 5. How about over here? I'm going the opposite direction. I'm going up 5 over 4. Okay. And now as I go to do the next one, I can already see that this is going to be a no solution because they have the same slope. If they have the same slope, that means they're going up or down, in this case down, at the same rate. And if they're not hitting at the same part on the y, that means they're just going to run parallel to each other. But we do need to show it. So we're starting at 8, and we're going down 5 over 4, and then down 5 over 4. And you can see those are parallel lines like railroad tracks. They will never cross because they are decreasing at the same rate. They have the same slope going down at the same rate, so they will never crisscross. This is no solution. All right, next one here. Same idea, nothing new. We're starting at -2. We're going up 1 over 8. Going the other direction, down 1 over 8. Now this one, if I was to write out my m and my b here, the b is 5, but what's the m? So I don't have a number here, but there's actually a 1. So the slope is 1, which is the same as 1 over 1. If it's a whole number, you can always put it over a 1. If there's nothing there, it's really a 1. So it's 1 over 1. So we are starting at 5 and going up 1 over 1. That's a 1 slope. So you can see this is going to end up hitting back here. Down 1, left 1, all the way across this graph. And eventually, sure enough, we hit right there. And that point right there, my x value is -8, and my y value is -3. Okay, number 6. -2 is my starting point, and I have a -x. That means my slope is -1, and if it's a whole number, I can put it over 1. All right, so my slope is down 1 over 1, all the way across. Don't know where this is going to hit, so I'm going to go ahead and make sure we are accurate all the way across this graph. And now this one's starting at +8, and the slope is -11, so over 1. So I'm going down 11 over 1, and that's the point right there that it's going to hit. That point right there, my x value is 1, and my y value is -3. Starting at -9. This can get a little tricky. My m here is -3 over 1, so I'm going down 3 over 1. Down 3 over 1. So I put these extra ones here, so I make sure when I start working backwards, because I can't go to the right and actually put a point here. So when I go up, I need to make sure I'm going to the left to continue this as a negative slope. Don't try and go backwards and then go to the right. You're going to create a positive slope, and it should be a negative slope. So up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1. Okay. And my other one now, starting at -4. This one has a positive slope going up 2 over 1. And I don't need to go too far this way because my important point is right here. If I go down to left 1, I find my intersection, which is all we're looking for here. So that's the point right there. That is an x of -1 and down 6, so -6. Number 8, once again, when I look at it, I see 2x and 2x. Those are similar slopes, different intercepts. This is going to be no solution. Now we're going to show it on the graph, but you should notice those slopes there are going to make this no solution. So starting at the first one, +4, slope is 2 over 1. So up 2 over 1, down to left 1, and then -6, up 2 over 1, all the way across. And so because they have the same slope, they're increasing at the same rate. They are never going to cross here, and so there's no solution. And again, what that means is there's no x and y value that I can plug in for both and make them both true at the same time. All right, on to the next page. So now we're going to have a little bit more work, because in order to solve these, I need to put them on the graph. In order to put them on the graph, I need them in y equals mx plus b form. Okay, so we've got some work to do here. So I'm going to go ahead and move this first one over here. I'm going to put this on the graph. I need to say y equals mx plus b. So I need y by itself. I'm going to minus 6x on both sides. Now I have y equals form. I'm going to put the x up front. It was a minus, so negative 6x. It was a negative 6, so minus 6. All right, now I have a slope and an intercept because it's in y equals form. So I'm going to start at negative 6, and I'm going to go down 6 over 1. Now, if you had started here and you were trying to just figure out what it was without moving anything, you might have said the slope was positive 6. But it's got to end up on the other side, so that's a negative 6. So down 6 over 1. So it's going to be going this direction. So I'm going to make sure I go up 6 to the left 1 as I draw that line. Oof, and that's a terrible line, but we see those points right there. It's going to cross on one of those. And my other one, I'm going to bring over here. I got 2 steps to get y by itself here. Move the x first. It's positive x, so I'm going to minus x. So I still have a negative 2y. I'm going to put the x up front, so negative x. Negative 14 is minus 14. Now, got to divide by negative 2. I am not done until y is by itself. So now I have y equals 2 negatives in both positions make positive. So everything here is going to be positive. This x doesn't have a number written, so it's a 1. It's a 1 over 2, and since that's a slope, we are perfectly fine with leaving it like that. Don't divide and make it a decimal. There's no point. We like the slope as a fraction. This also becomes positive, and 14 divided by 2 is 7. So we're starting at 7, and we're going up 1 over 2. And you can see down 1, left 2 hits that point right there, which is the important one. So even though my line there was terrible, that's the correct point right there. That's negative 2, and then up 6. Okay, number 10. Take advantage of this space up here. First step is always move that x out of there. So I have negative 4y. Since I minus it, it becomes negative on the other side. A negative 36 is written as minus 36. Okay, divide by negative 4. Y equals positive 9 over 4. Positive 9. So starting at 9. And I'm going up 9 over 4, way off the graph up here. So I'm going to go down 9 in this way so that my line stays positive. So I'm already at 9, so down 9 gets me to 0, and then 4 this way. Down 9, that puts me at negative 9. 4 this way. Let's do a little better with this line. Okay. I will do the math for this one down here. I'm going to minus x on both sides. So I have negative x. Now this was a positive 64, so I'm going to write plus 64. Now I divide by the negative 8. And y equals 2 negatives make a positive. That's really a 1. So 1/8 x. Positive and a negative make a negative, so it's minus. 64 divided by 8 is 8. So my intercept is negative 8. And I'm going up 1 over 8. So if I go the opposite direction, it's down 1 over 8, and you can see there's my intersection. That's the point right there that we're worried about. That is an x value of negative 8. And down 9, so negative 9. Negative 8, negative 9. Okay, right here. Get it into y equals form. All we gotta do is move the 2x on this one because y doesn't have a coefficient there. Positive 8 is plus 8. So we're starting at 8, and we're going down 2 over 1. You can always put a whole number over 1. down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1, down 2 over 1. All right, and this one, I got to move the x, but I still have a negative y left over. So I have negative x, positive 1 is plus 1. I got to get rid of this, so I'm dividing by a negative 1. Now that's not going to change any of the numbers, but it will change them from positives to negatives. Here I have two negatives, so this is a positive x. If you want to write 1 over 1, that's fine. And right here, 1 and negative 1, it's going to give you a negative 1, so you write minus 1. So this is what it should end up as. So my intercept's negative 1. My slope is 1. That's up 1 over 1. And there's my intersection right there. For this exercise, we don't care about the rest of the graph. We're just looking at that, and that is 3, 2. All right, number 12. Something looks fishy here, right? These look pretty similar, so I'm thinking this could be a no solution. Let's take a look. So starting over here, minus 5x. So I have negative 3y, negative 5x, minus 9. Divide by negative 3. So now I have y by itself. Now 5 and 3 don't divide nicely, right? So leave them as a fraction. It is two negatives though, so 5 over 3x. We're perfectly fine with that as a slope. Two negatives make a positive. 9 divided by 3 is 3. So we're starting at 3 and we're going up 5 over 3. So they're going the other way. Down 5 over 3. Down 5 over 3. And now the other one does look similar. We're going to move the 5x to the other side. And again, we're going to divide by negative 3. So we are going to end up with the same slope. Again, positive 5/3 x. We are going to get a different intercept here. So these are going to be parallel lines. This one hits at 2, very close. This one hit at 3, and this one hits at 2. But it's going to go up at the same rate. So if I go up 5 over 3, 3, it's going to stay just under it. If I go down 5, left 3, be very careful because these are close. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. It just keeps nudging up next to it. But it is never going to cross. And I know that because I have the same slope and I do have a different intercept, so it's not the same line. These will forever go up 5 over 3 right next to each other. This is no solution. All right, it's the same thing on the back, so let's run through these as fast as we can here. I'm going to minus 4x. Divide by 7. Negative 4/7 x. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Starting at 1. And we're going to go down 4 over 7. Up 4 over 7. All right, and this one, minus x, positive 28, divided by negative 7. Two negatives make a positive. This is a 1, so 1 over 7x. Positive and negative is a negative 4. Starting at negative 4 and going up 1 over 7, you can see right there, boom. There's my intersection. That point right there. So my x is 7, and it's down 3, so negative 3. Move x. Positive 14. Divide by negative 7. Two negatives make a positive. Leave it as 4 over 7x. Positive and negative is a negative 2. So we are starting at negative 2, going up 4 over 7. Down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 7. And that's another terrible line. But we've got the points, so we're okay. Minus 15x. Negative 63. Write it as minus. Y equals 2 negatives make positive 15 over 7x. 2 negatives make a positive 9. So I am starting at 9, way up here, and I got to go up 15 and over 7 to the right. Be way up here somewhere. So I need to make sure as I go down, it's going to go here. So if I did this line correctly, this should be the point right here. So go down 15. So that's 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then go 7 this way, and sure enough, this point right here is my answer, and that is negative 7, and it's down 6, so negative 6. Okay, minus x. Divide. 2 negatives make a positive, that's a 1. 2 negatives make a positive 4. Starting at 4, up 1 over 5. Up 1 over 5. Going the other direction, down 1, left 5, down 1, left 5. Okay, minus 2x. Ooh, we don't have to divide here. That's nice. So we're done right there. Starting at negative 7. And we're going down 2 over 1. So to go the other direction, we're going to go up to left 1. And we're going to follow it all the way over until it hits right there. X value of negative 5. 1, 2, 3 up off the axis. Negative 5, 3. These ones I can see right away, right? Probably going to be no solution. Looking a little similar there. We're going to be moving that 7x and then dividing by 5. So we will end up with the same slope. This will be no solution, but we still need to show the graph. So quick minus 7x plus 15 divided by positive 5. So y equals, this stays negative, 7 over 5x positive 3. So starting at 3, and we're going to go down 7 over 3, 4, 5. And then from here, I can go up 7 and hit here, and 5 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And the last one. We're going to start at negative 2. And we're going down 7 over 5. And we're going to go up 7 over 5. And they're clearly not going to cross on this graph. And my lines are not great, but you can see those are parallel, and we know for sure they're parallel from the math itself, not needing the graph. Same slope means they run exactly the same, and they will never cross. So final answer here, no Solution.